Wow, the magazine We All Stand Together. I'd like to present a special guest who performed with quite a few people in his time, and including Madeline Bell, Barry St. John, Doris Troy, and well, I'm going to have him tell you about all the rest. And here he is, Mr. Simon Bell.
Oh,
very good to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
yes.
Jay.
We can maybe you can tell me how she started her connection, her Beatle connection. Did she have any Beatle connection?
Dusty?
Yes.
Well, yeah, there are Beatle connections with Dusty because Dusty was in a group before she went solo called the Springfields with her brother Tom and one other guy, and they were a kind of a Kingston trio, if you remember.
Oh yes.
Them. They were Britain's version of that, and they were constantly voted Britain's #1 group at that time until 1963, when of course the Beatles arrived. So the Springfields split, and in the weeks before Dusty's first single was released, she hosted the TV show Ready Steady Go, and
right.
she interviewed the Beatles on that.
I remember that. Now I remember that.
There's a video available of that, because I think 3 or 4 Ready Steady Go videos are on the market. I think they might be deleted now, but Dusty interviews the Beatles on those tapes, and so there were always connections there, and they did know each other, because she told me on many occasions that she went to Paul McCartney's parents' house in
really?
Liverpool, so that they obviously did know each other quite well, and she also became quite friendly through telephone with Linda, you know. So that there was a connection, but I don't think that they ever actually performed at the same time. They were on the same shows,
right.
Because there were famous poll winners concerts here every year in London. The NME poll winners concert, where the Beatles would win top group every year, and Dusty appeared on all of those because she was being voted top female singer. So that they did connect, but unfortunately she didn't record any Beatles songs, but she did sing some of them live on her TV shows occasionally, but I'm having trouble remembering which ones.
Well, there's a lot to remember.
There are a lot of them to remember, you know. But that's the connection. She interviewed them, and those tapes are available. You've probably got those registered.
I have seen quite a few of them, and I do have them recorded, and I do remember that now. That I should know that, but
it's a strange thing to watch, because she's in a kind of transition period where her image is just changing from the one she had in the group, and the hair is there, but the black eyes haven't appeared just yet. So you can see that she was changing herself into the solo star that she became, you know. And it's quite funny. I think she asked John Lennon something about his spots or something, and he gets a little surety with it.
Well, that would be John.
Yeah. So that's the connection, and of course the Beatles and Dusty both spoke highly of Motown in those days.
Oh yes.
And I think they were the two most vocal people about Motown, counting the Beatles as being one person for a minute.
All right.
Because Dusty was very instrumental in bringing Motown to England, and hosted the first Motown TV show here. So, and everyone covered it in those days. I mean, people don't realise that the Beatles didn't write "You've Really Got a Hold on Me."
No.
You know, people don't understand that. And what is it, "Devil in Our Heart"?
Oh, sure.
That was a Motown song. And Dusty did the same. She covered Marvin Gaye songs and Supreme songs on her first recordings, you know.
Right.
So they obviously shared a love of the same kind of music, you know. But I don't think Dusty did the Hamburg thing. I don't think she ever went over there, because she was slightly more showbiz than the groups were. The groups had to do rougher kind of places, I think, you know. So she never went over there. That might be because, in actual fact, she didn't have an unknown period as a solo singer. She was instantly a star as a solo singer, so she didn't have to do the rough clubs,
the groups,
you know, like the groups had to do in their early days before they had hits, you know. So I'm sure she did different ones, but I don't think she did Hamburg. I know, baby, and you know.
She's such a sweetheart. I love Doris.
She's a great, great character.
Yes.
I went to see her when she was in Mama, I Want to Sing in London. And she called me on stage and made me sing with her. And it was the greatest thing, because all I could think of was Chaka Khan is standing behind me, and I've actually got the nerve to sing, because Chaka Khan played in the show with Doris. And I don't know how I got through it. I was terrified, but I did. You get.
And once you get in
things,
there, you just do it.
And she called me up afterwards, and she said, "You made me so proud," because I think she looks on me as kind of as her baby,
Right.
Because I started out with her, and she knows that, So we still keep in touch. I talk to her almost every day on the internet.
She was so happy when she knew that I contacted you,
Yeah.
and that you were going to show up, and even though no one else could,
Yeah.
that you'd
Oh,
be
I
here.
always show up, man. Tell me there's an interview. I've become almost addicted to interviews since all the Dusty stuff. There's been a lot of documentaries and things, and I've kind of become, I know we don't want to talk about Dusty forever, I've sort of become an expert on Dusty's music because of having gotten so close to her, but started out as a fan. It's a kind of a unique position for somebody, so they always call me when they want to know something, It would be great. And yeah, maybe she'll come here and record. I don't know. I know she's not travelling that well because she has a breathing problem, emphysema.
But she can still sing very well.
Well, Barry St. John and I did gigs with Doris just about 4 or 5 years ago in London, But her breathing was being affected, but she could still sing, But she was apt to turn around in the middle of a song and just go, "Take it away, baby." And you just had to take over, She just needed a little break, And she didn't tell you she was going to do that, That's the kind of thing Doris would do. I had some funny experiences with her, because we did a tour in the 70s in the Sahara Desert in Africa.
Really?
We went to Tunisia, and we had to get on a bus, and they took us way out into the desert to some town that was, a kind of a resort in the middle of nowhere, and did these shows for people, and it was extraordinary. I got heat stroke because I'd never been anywhere hot before, and I always have this picture of us on this bus, and we stop at a filling station in the middle of a desert, and the girls who were also singing, who were the Chanter sisters, they had platform shoes on in the middle of the desert, and are sort of wobbling about. It was very, very funny. And all Doris kept doing was fanning herself because it was so hot. She took us to some crazy places. I think we did Monte Carlo too, so sometimes it was nice.
Right.
It wasn't always bad.
Miserable. Take your
That's
time,
all right.
I really
No
do.
problem.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Simon Bell.